Child Abuse Prevention Month, which I think is important, and I think it's easy sometimes to forget that does still go on. I'm sure it goes on in our community and in all communities across America. And so if you have any time this month on social media and stuff to share something about Child Abuse Prevention Month, it's a good time to do that. And certainly pray for all those children that go through that. Secondly, the fire school will be coming up. Before we meet again, fire school will be here. It's the first weekend of May. It's always a very busy time in the city. We have hundreds of students from all across the state come to the fire school. It's generally the thing starts at the middle school and then it spreads out to different places across the city. And this year they're going to be burning a house over on the road to the nursing home, whatever that, Clayton Lane. They're going to be burning the house, doing a live burn. It's a great time for young firefighters to get hands-on training by state certified instructors. And then they have a barbecue cookout on Saturday about 5 o'clock that evening. And Eddie asked that I invite you all to that if you'd like to come. The cookout will be at Station 2 out there on Old Electric Road. Also, this Friday,
what's the date of that?
It's May 4th.
It's the first weekend of May.
The third's on Friday, the 4th is on Saturday.
Yes.
Derby Day.
Yes.
Always Derby Day, right? Always.
Yeah, it is. Oh, what time was that?
It starts at, but the barbecue's about 5 o'clock on Saturday evening. I'd say 4. I'd say 4, actually. Ain't it? Very,
It's a cookout?
Yeah. I'll verify that.
Yeah, probably between 4 and 5, I'd say.
It's my birthday too.
It's actually gonna be over about
It's usually on Derby Day, May the 4th.
It's a prom day too.
Yeah,
I think so. I made it last year, maybe.
58.
Oh, so I'll get the time for you.
Getting closer
Also,
to
this
60.
Friday at 12:30, I did get confirmation today that Julius can make it. So this Friday at 12:30, we're gonna have a luncheon for Kathy, even though she's already gone. Scheduling wise and her health didn't really work out for us to do a retirement before she got gone. But we're gonna do it this Friday. We're gonna have pulled pork sandwiches, and that will just be here right here in City Hall, 12:30. 6 p.m. on the cookout. Okay, so that's the agenda. Well, I'm gonna just update you on some other things here too. The CDBG funds that had been allocated for fire station renovations at Station 1, there'd been some discussion. Once we bought the property, we might shift gears and do something new. And I applied for an AMBLR grant for that to the tune of about $2.6 million, and also requested some funds through another political channel of about $3 million. So hopefully one of those two things would come through, and got word today that was able to reserve that $750,000 and just do the paperwork. We got to do new environmental and new SHPO over there on that property, but we're going to be able to keep it, maintain it, and move it to that. So that was some really good news on that. Okay, on the agenda, I didn't have much on the agenda, like I said. It'll all hit next month. But if we would approve the minutes from the March 12 meeting, entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Farland, second by Mr. Rowe, all in favor?
Aye.
Any questions or discussion? Sorry about that. All right, hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries, unanimous. And then I did wanna update you all on, the code enforcement issues that we talked about last month. We finally got time last month to discuss what we thought the future of code enforcement should look like. And, so since that, I was able to talk to one of the police officers and to agree to the position. So Mr. Teddy Newsom has stepped up to the plate to be the new code enforcement officer. And, the reason we went ahead and did that. We went ahead and did that because they was having schooling, Kentucky League of Cities has a school for it. And so we drove to, where?
Harlan.
I was sick as a dog when we got there, I can tell you that. It is, so we went to school, I had been to it previously, but it'd been a while, so it was a refresher for me, new for him. They just came out with some new handbooks, so we got to off the and we met doing our ordinances. We feel like we're pretty good on the ordinances, except he wanted to make some, we didn't spell out real good when the meeting times were.
Right, well, we got that straightened out, and then, the question came up, do we have it tonight? And, you called me on, and I said I wanted to go through the ordinance some more, so we could do all the changes at one time.
Right, so he may still have some minor changes we wanna make to it, along with the meeting time changes, and that'll be on the agenda to vote on next month. In the meantime, we have, Teddy has, reached out to the, Code Enforcement Board appointees to see if they were still interested in serving. And 2 of the 3 were interested, 1, was not interested. So I went on the lookout for a replacement, and then it came to our attention that we really need an alternate, because let's say, and this is happening right now, that a person on the board has a conflict with the situation. Then we need an alternate that can fill in with that conflict. So, we want to remain on the board, Greg Endicott and, help me, Ted. Melissa Shapaka. And then tonight, I would like to appoint to the board, Bill Bradley. I don't know if he goes by William or Bill, but Bill Bradley from your area out there, Keith.
Yes, sir.
I talked to him, he, agreed to serve. I would like to appoint him as the regular board member. So we'll vote on him first, and then I would like to appoint Corey Van Hoos as a alternate, if there should ever be a reason one of them have to step aside because of conflict. So, do I have a motion, we appoint Bill Bradley?
I make a motion, we appoint Bill Bradley.
Motion by Keith and second by Mr. Rowe. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I have a motion, we appoint Corey Van Hoos as an alternate. Motion by Mr. Farley.
Second.
By Keith, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And Teddy has already made some progress. I think he's worked on about 4 cases, probably some of the worst. And, we've seen some progress on Locke Avenue. It's still, in the makes, but it's getting done.
Looks better.
And I think, he touched base with the Berry Street property, and I think they think it's gonna be even quicker than we once thought. So that too, that should be taken care of. There are others, and he's working on those one at a time. And you know, there's a lot to it really. There is a lot that can be done, but there's a lot to it, and what it takes is somebody willing to put the footwork into going to the courthouse, getting property on, tracking them down. We've got, vacant properties that takes forever to figure out who owns and that sort of thing. research, and then if you do get to the point of liens going on the properties, that's a lot of paperwork, so. There's a lot to it, but we are getting the process started.
Someone had sent me texts and pictures and like over here where Eric, where the fire was. I know there's standing chimneys and some things like that, and it's a concern to citizens. Are we getting that cleaned up? I mean, that's a hazard right now.
Yeah, he's.
The property of the barn where the debris is left after the fire, is that what you're saying?
Yes, right here.
That's been addressed.
Okay, I didn't know if that, someone had sent me
Yep.
a message.
That
and
was,
I told them I would ask.
I spoke about it yesterday, actually, so it
Okay,
should be getting cleaned up in the coming weeks.
okay.
And then there's a vacant structure there too.
Yeah, I knew there's a vacant structure and
Yep.
stuff, and I told them we would ask about that since we were trying to get some things cleaned up and there were issues.
And I think the pigeon feed.
Oh, but it's still going on.
No.
What's that?
Yeah, the pigeon feeding, yeah, he crossed the road.
You do it at dark.
And, no, that's
Only
over
when
across,
Rose
they
drives
were
down the
over on the other side this week.
Where?
Where the Sunday store, whatever the other
The
parking
Sunday
lot.
store
That's
parking
his
lot.
parking lot.
Parking lot?
Well, I walked through, the pigeons about attacked me, and we had bird feed over through there.
That's Art's parking lot, ain't it?
I know it's Art's parking
That's all right.
lot.
So he don't have nothing to do with that. There, I wouldn't.
I just wonder if he's throwing the feed over there though.
That's what I'm saying, the feed's over across the street.
Well, they assured me that it stopped. And,
Well, if
Whatever
it's
for
not
being
there,
any health department violation.
Get on that.
Cause I was gonna ask how.
Or maybe Art needs to know.
Huh?
Maybe Art needs to know. I'm sure they wouldn't like that.
I've never seen it.
I ain't seen
I mean, I'm not doubting why, but
Yeah.
could it been just remnants or something? But we did make him clean it up, he swept it up. I wonder if he
Well,
swept it up.
Was it
I
after
don't know
that
how the
windstorm?
bird, huh?
Was it after that windstorm?
I can't remember the day I walked to the post office.
I was wondering maybe
Was it
something
in the
was over
last
there.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it was just like, I was out walking with it was last week, whatever, pretty muddy, Tuesday, one of
I
the
haven't
pretty
seen none
days.
in the parking lot in over 3 weeks.
Okay, well, I didn't see it over on his side, but I did, all the pigeons were over there, I was like, okay. What are we doing over here? And then you could see,
I don't know about that.
and the wind could have blown it, I don't know,
It might have, I don't know.
but that was just one day,
I might see it.
cause I was walking through there and then, you know how they'll start flying, I was like, oh, really?
But, she assured me that it was not.
Okay, well, I'll check on it. I'll patrol the city.
You'll know.
And check on it, yes.
I didn't see it when I went to that thing for the eclipse yesterday. We walked right by there. There wasn't.
I mean, it wasn't.
We had
in
to
front
walk
of
by it
the
100
truck.
times and there wasn't.
No, and it just may have been the pigeons thought that the food was coming. It could have been the pigeons' anticipation.
Maybe the pigeon.
It will probably take a while to get them to totally.
You had to retrain them, yeah.
Well, they go somewhere else.
Go to your
They
house.
find food somewhere else.
Go follow Rose home.
Follow Rose.
Harold, I had a question
Yes, sir.
about the only brick street in Louisa.
Yes, sir.
Trying
don't
to
get rid
get
of
that. It's in front of Dr. Lewis's old office there. That's the only brick street in Louisa.
Yes.
Getting that fixed up a little bit, and it's right beside of what we're talking about. I'd give anything if that was like a little park or something there, a dog park, something like that. But I didn't know where you had mentioned that, or someone a couple of years ago said you had mentioned doing something about that street, but
Not to get rid of it though, is it?
Huh?
Not to get rid of it though, right?
No.
Okay.
You never wanna get rid of that. That's the only, you know how many pictures people take there on that street?
There is I apologize for my accent. There is a drain problem right on the corner of, there where the old dentist office is.
Okay.
Across from Domino's right there. It's a low spot. I don't know if there was, in the years past, if there's ever a drain in there that was taken out, I don't, or, you know, and it's obvious that Brick Street has settled some, and, so it's a problem right there. I've looked at it multiple times and reviewed multiple ways to fix it, and really, the only way to fix it, the only way to fix it, that needs to be done is it'll have to be a drain, drop box put in there on that corner and drain all the way down to City National Bank. All the way down across the street is the only viable storm drain it can run to.
Okay.
In the meantime, it could pick up a drain at your family's business there. There's like a low ditch there that don't have nowhere to drain.
Because it drains right there and
Right.
it stands.
It could pick up that, it could, I feel like it's something we could do in-house if we could ever get staffed fully and caught up.
Mm-hmm.
If I could do it in-house, I could do it much more cost effectively, because you're gonna have to take up a whole lot of sidewalk to do it.
Yeah.
But now some of the sidewalk there at City National Bank is already damaged, so some of that needs to come out anyway, and then, behind your old business, there's not any, I don't think.
No, it's just
That
gravel.
would just need a
We took the
approach
blacktop
for-
up
yeah.
because it was.
And then there's some bad, so most of it's not that good anyway, but it's gotta go all the way to Main Cross Street to drain.
Yeah.
But now, that.
And
if-
tie in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you want, that would really, cause that water is damaging Brick Street there on that corner.
Okay.
That would be one thing that needs to be done. The only other thing that, and maybe what you're talking about, Keith, is the curb and gutters on that street is just, so, I mean, it's so old it's crumpled, you know, and, I mean, I don't know, is it worth taking all that out to put in new, or does it make it look new instead of nice and old?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you can redo and make something old look not old anymore, and it's not as pretty as it was when it looks old.
Yeah.
But now the water problem, I totally agree, needs to be a project. And we almost took it on last summer and just never, Paul got here, we never got done.
Okay.
But the gentleman that bought the building there, he talked to me about it. It's something I like to do even before he had bought the building. Cause if you'll notice
We definitely.
when there's water, it always
Yes.
stands up.
But we don't wanna pave over, we just.
No.
Okay.
No, and no, it ain't no problem, other than, you know, it don't get cleaned and salted much, cause you can't, but there's alternate ways to go, it doesn't have to. But the curb and gutter, like I said, it is pretty dilapidated, but I always worry about trying to rip that out and then damage the Brick Street, and then trying to put new curb back and it don't look old anymore. I don't know that'd be worth it. But the drain, I definitely think needs done.
Okay.
So hopefully that can be a project this summer.
Thank you.
I also, go ahead.
Talking about flooding, over where Sally Ward's shop is, back behind
Oh,
DJ.
yeah.
Is there a drain there, or
There is, Caleb.
there's a pond there the other day?
I saw it the other day, that, when I first come in as mayor, that always ponded up like that, like it did the other day. And I remember we, undertaken to jet it out with the big jetter, and if you can believe it, that drain comes all the way through by D&J Tobacco, and again into the drain at, right there. The only drain that crosses the railroad tracks is right there at D&J Tobacco, it goes under the railroad track. So see, that drain over there don't go under the tracks, it comes this way, and then the drain on Madison Street, the only one that goes under the tracks. And that, there's, we jetted, and it's just collapsed, but we finally got it to where it had been just, it might not go out as fast as it should, but it would go. And I just noticed the other day, that's the first time I've seen it doing that again. So maybe we can try to clean it again and see, but if, to fix it, you're gonna have to dig all the way from, what is that, Franklin?
Franklin.
Yeah, Hill Street, we got to dig all the way from there through those old railroad tracks. It goes under those old there's two sets of railroad tracks
Yeah.
through there by, he goes under those old railroad tracks and ties in on the corner there at D&J Tobacco. So, it's another one of those things that it won't be an easy fix, it'll be expensive to fix. But, I will make myself know that, cause I did see it, I saw it, and it had not been doing that. That I'm,
Pretty hard to rain though.
it was.
Do things like that cause a mosquito problem? Because we have mosquito problems in our little area. And they
Well,
told me that they thought it was from the sewer system or something there. And I don't know if that,
Well,
ties
that ain't
down.
sewer, that's stormwater, but.
right, but I just didn't know if
Yeah, but.
the drain under the streets, what the people were, I mean, they just get really bad.
I think that, I don't know if it's river or what, I've never seen mosquitoes so bad at my house, they're absolutely horrible.
So it's not just up in our area?
No,
Okay.
It's them
It's
little bitty
horrible.
black things, and they, I mean. hate
I've
to
called
call it
Terminex
spray,
to
but that's
spray.
Can't find me
Little
inside.
kids, they eat their
Yeah,
grandkids.
they eat
We can't
meat.
even stand out and talk, I
Take
mean,
the dog out and they're waiting at the door.
Yes,
Start buying.
I've never seen, I think.
okay, I'm just glad it's not my neighborhood, that's what I was afraid,
No, it's all
okay.
It is.
Everywhere.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
We could get one of those trucks like they have to do.
You don't have them out there.
Yes, you do, they're big enough tank, y'all out there.
Just mounted on top of the street sweeper.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
last thing I was gonna say, this is very, very premature, probably preliminary, but I had a great conversation today with some stormwater folks, and wanted to try to maybe initiate a project and get it off the ground, out in Meadowbrook and, Berg. There is literally, I don't even know if inadequate's the right word. It's almost non-existent stormwater management over there. All the people, they work to try to get their water off their property, and it's only to go on to somebody else's, because there's nowhere to put it. And it's just a massive problem. Well, there's a great chunk of money that's available right now for green infrastructure, stormwater management, and so, I talked to the gentleman today, and actually they were really excited about the potential project here. They're coming to meet with me Monday after next, probably 4 or 5 experts to at least drive the area and see what kind of, I mean, you know, but definitely above my technical expertise, but they're looking for ways to deal with stormwater in a natural sort of way. To get it to wetlands, to get it to permeable concrete, to get it to, the end goal would be help all the residents take care of the water problem and get gutters out of the sanitary sewer system. Because when we smoke tested over there before, there's multiple gutters connected to the sanitary system.
And then no sign at Rose, and then you turn up on Meadowbrook Lane.
No sign up in there.
Right.
Yeah,
There,
it's
right.
continuous.
Yeah.
And
So that's how they.
guys, we get a lot of traffic out there. That's the actual shortcut to school and everything else. You go out the other way, you're gonna get hung up on New 32 and all those different routes through there, and that's why people go that way now.
So you're gonna make the motion.
I'm gonna make a
remove
motion.
2 stop signs on Priest Drive at the intersection of Priest Drive and Violet Lane.
Yeah.
Leaving the one on Violet Lane. That's
Yes.
the
Leave the one on Violet, because that's a through street and it needs to be.
All right, have a motion, everybody
Second.
understands it.
I know. So what ones are we leaving, what ones are we, I've got a map full of.
So the only, if
Get
you're
with it,
on
Caleb.
Priest, running parallel with the tracks,
Okay,
the only signs you come to are at the end of Violet Lane.
okay,
There's one going each direction.
right,
Take those 2 out.
okay. that
So
makes
then,
sense.
if you're coming toward town, the only sign you'll make fit is at the end of Iris,
Okay, yeah. that
which
makes-
is where they intersect to cross over into La Paz
Okay,
Drive.
that makes sense.
And I think that's needed there.
That's like the
Maybe
end
we
of
can
the Valley
go
Road, beginning of the Bird too,
Yeah,
so.
there at that four-way, maybe we
yeah.
can get that.
Get the
straight
four-way
painted.
straight painted,
Painted,
yeah.
I mean, I just think it'll be better, and that's my opinion, and I appreciate you all listening to me. But, I appreciate it, so, thank you.
We have a motion, I'll second it.
I have a motion by Keith, second by Rose, all in favor,
Aye.
any opposed? All right, you're not gonna worry about Fern for now?
I'm not gonna go down Fern Lane right now.
Why? Because there's houses on the other side of Fern, I think those